What's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here, and welcome to another installment into my concert review segment. Not that I have been doing a lot of these types of videos because I've been very busy, but since I wanted to do a concert review for this particular band, I just think, let's get on with it. So, last Thursday, I went to see one of my favourite bands of all time. That band is Rammstein, and they had performed in Cardiff. So I went to Cardiff to see them for the first time at a stadium, actually. The last time that I went to see the band, it was through this album's tour back in 2010, and that was one of the most amazing concert experiences. I was 15 when I went to see these guys. So I went to see Rammstein at the Principality Stadium. And I will say this. After 12 years from the last time I did see this band, it was absolutely well worth it. But the only thing that I was really surprised about is that it was not only their last UK show for their ongoing tour that they are currently doing at the moment. It was not as sold out as the previous few shows. So at least that there was still so many people, like hundreds and hundreds of hundreds. So I went to see them seated. I was at the highest row of all the seats that have been positioned all around the whole stadium. We were at the U section, but the view that we got to see the band, I think it was perfect. So, I didn't see the support act who were on before Rammstein. I didn't get the chance to know what they sounded like, but from what I've heard, they were like a two-piece piano group of musicians. For those who did see them, let me know what you think of the support act. But I will say that a support band being a piano group is a little bit weird. Not that I'm judging the musicians who have supported Rammstein, but it was quite unexpected. So, I've missed their set. So when we got into the stadium after like over an hour and a half's work of traveling just to get there right on time, and the amount of panic to get to the right seat, I managed to see the whole set right from the start to the finish. The only thing is that I had missed half of their first track, but when I was seated, it was just all out. Ballistic, because the crowd was fun of excitement. The chanting to the cheers were just so good to see. And whilst I was watching them, surprisingly there were a few group of people doing their own mosh pits. And obviously Rammstein are not one of those really heavy bands, but I think one of the best parts about this band is that their energy is just so huge, off the scale and just big. A lot of their songs that they did play were through various album eras. They did play a few songs from their Zeit record. They did play a few from the Mutter album to Sehnsucht. And I think that it was also really cool to hear the band play a few non-album tracks, like from the early stuff to some from the later. I think their set was really strong. So I will have to say that not only their set list was very good, but they are still dedicating to the crowd, and the excitement was all here. So if you have not seen Rammstein at all, these guys, to me, are the best German band live. As much as I think Kraftwerk are my favourite German band of all time, I always have a lot of admiration for these guys because Rammstein were the very first German band that I did discover for the first time in terms of bands outside of the UK and the US music scenes. So there were some awesome highlights. They played tracks from like Links 234, Mein Herz brennt, Mein Teil, which was phenomenal. It does take me back into their performance from the Volker Ball live show. For those who have seen that phenomenal live concert, they did play Du hast, Sonne, which is my favourite song from the band of all time. They have also done a beautiful rendition of the song Engel, the piano version with the lyrics on the screen, and the band went crowd surfing in the later half of the track, and it was so good to see. Pussy, they've played that song, and I always do love that song because I just think it's hilarious. And, you know, they played Ich will to Du riechst so gut. Just a huge variety of tracks, as I said, from the early era of the band's music to now. The sound quality, I will say that not only the guitars did sound really good, Till's voice was still so impressive to hear that low registered, bassy type of register in his voice. The bass drum and the bass guitar sound in the mix was so big. It's bombastic. Everything was just booming all over. They are still doing the pyrotechnics that are just full of these mental usages of fire. We felt the fire, like even though that we're not so close to it, we felt the extreme warm heat of the fire. The lighting was fantastic. There's a lot of strobing effects going on, and just the stagecraft as a whole, it was amazing. So I think that for my first time seeing one of, to me, the greatest bands of all time live in over a decade, it was just tremendous. One of these bands that you should not miss out on. Even if you just want to see what they're like, just treat yourself. If you want to discover Rammstein through a live show, the audience as well, they are special. Rammstein fans not only are just beloved, but they are dedicating people. They are here for each other, one another, having a good time, and the anticipation for each track that was then played from the start to the finish. The crowd were awesome. Just an amazing sight to see. So yeah, despite the not sold out look of the whole stadium, the rest of the night was brilliant. And if you haven't got the chance to see Rammstein, please do. If you have seen the same show that I was at, let me know in the comments down below, because it's been a blast, and I will be looking forward to see what your thoughts are. So that's personally it. That's all I would like to say on my concert review for the Rammstein performance in Cardiff. Much love to all of the fans, and stay true to yourselves. You are amazing. Just believe in yourself and keep being this dedicated and passionate as possible to support one of the best bands in metal. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.